Welcome back. Mastering P&ID and other schematics. Practical approach for complete beginners. Self-learning. Examining, interpreting, drafting P&ID and other schematics. Today we shall be looking at Chapter 12. Chapter 12, Lesson 1. P&ID drafting. Yeah, we are going to be looking at drafting layout for P&IDs. P&ID draft. P&ID artically printed in black ink. It may just be an optional for some industry. Color can be applied for illustration. P&ID have to include legend and symbol sheet for definition of the symbols, graphic, and the abbreviation used in any P&ID design. P&ID permits you to add notes for additional explanation where necessary. One or more equipment is appropriate for one P&ID sheet. For detailed P&ID, one piece of equipment is sufficient for one. For complex or more detailed P&ID, a different sheet of pages should be assigned for graphic, symbol, and abbreviation definitions. Layout and format of flow diagrams. P&ID are considered to be engineering drawing. They are prepared, managed, formatted, presented, and numbered like the standard engineering drawing. So there is no other special rule on how to set the layout. Find here the layout and format of a flow diagram. Here we have the border as usual, just as we have in engineering drawing. Then we can have the drawing space and the title block. Then we can have additional information at the top and other additional information at the bottom. However, all format diagrams draw on standard size paper as shall be specified by client. By standard, the BFD, PFD, UFD, and P&ID and other diagrams shall bear in the right hand side bottom of the diagram the standard title block, except where client asks for specific title block method. The title block shall include unit number, names, section, drawing number, and all other information that is necessary to give the drawing related information. By hierarchy, the primary lines are heavier than secondary and utility lines. Arrow displays the direction of process flow line, entry and exiting the P&ID. Utility connector are shown at any convenience location within the diagram layout. Drawing should be done to allow for modification. If possible, one or few pieces of major equipment can be shown on the P&ID while leaving enough space for text entry, reading, and interpretation. Herein, for illustration purpose, we have a typical layout and format of flow diagram. Can be P&ID, can be PFD, can be block flow diagram, can be P&ID. Logically, every flow diagram will always have a border, just like every engineering drawing. Then we have the title box, the legend symbols box. Then we have the drawing space. Symbols and legend diagram can be designed on a separate sheet for complex project. Where the space is not enough for you to include the legend or symbol switch, it can be drawn in another sheet. Then we can have additional information here. However, a typical PFD or P&ID diagram should have a title block, like I said, legend and symbol space that define the symbols, abbreviation, and graphic used. The stream conditions at the bottom and the equipment information at the top. For PFD, the information contained at the bottom can be the heat and material balance information. For the P&ID, the information here could be valve, pipe, spec, and controllers, which are not present on the PFD. For complex or more detailed P&ID, where different sheets or pages are allocated for the legend and symbols of the graphic and abbreviation, the legend and symbol will not be displayed on the same sheet with the P&ID. Instead, it will be displayed on a different legend and symbol sheet. The title block or title box preparation. The title block shall include unit number, name, section, drawing number, and other information that is necessary to give the drawing related information. For illustration purpose, a typical title box will definitely have the job number, file number, project number, the client contract number, and the drawing number, and so on. So it's also going to carry the contractor name, the project type, then the location, the paper size, and the revision label. Example A. So at the top we can have this revision label here, then issue for review, the description, then the date, the prepared by who, checked by who, approved by who, and finally approved. So it can contain more than this or less than this depending on the client. Some client may include additional information as they fit. P&ID and PFD arrangement. For the PFD contains stream properties such as composition, temperature, flow rate, and pressure. Stream label with information are presented at the bottom. However, the P&ID, on the P&ID, ranges of equipment are presented at the bottom of each sheet instead of stream composition with material balance. However, on the P&ID, ranges of equipment are presented at the bottom of each sheet instead of the stream composition with material, heat, and energy balances information on the PFD. On the P&ID, the information at the bottom of each sheet could be valves and heat property, pipe specification, typical PFD drawing arrangement. Here we have, for illustration purpose, at the top here we have equipment information. Here we have the drawing space. So at the bottom here we have the heat and material balance. The PFD contains stream properties such as the composition, temperature, flow rate, and pressure. The stream label with the information presented at the bottom of each sheet. Then we have the drawing space and some of the equipment information. Then we also have some of the legend symbols here, and of course the title box or the title block. For illustration purpose again, the typical P&ID drawing layout. Here we can have the title block. Here we have the title block as usual. The legend and symbols drawing notification can be at this side. We have the drawing space. However, on the P&ID, safe operating ranges of equipment presented at the bottom of each sheet. Instead of stream composition, heat and material balance information as in PFD, the information could be valve, pipe spec, and controller, which are not present on the PFD. Then let's take a look at the line continuation symbols and sheet numbering conversion. Line continuation are standard symbol that show continuation of line and the connection between different sheets of paper, where one sheet is not enough to show all connection of the units spread across the plan. Continuation or connection is carried on to the process flow in the next sheet. Line continuation help to define process line or utility line direction with line or block arrowhead. The line used depend on the standard and code selected. Here for illustration purpose, we have different type of line continuation symbols. This symbol, as it is designed here, defined here from PFD1, you can see the arrowhead, arrow direction, liquid extract toward 201. What this arrow signifies is that it's coming from another drawing sheet toward T201 or originating from the source. The same thing is applicable here. This one is saying is going to another drawing sheet. Here we have this symbol. This is a directional symbol from PFD1, which is the liquid extraction T label T-201, signifying that this arrowhead is coming from another drawing sheet labeled T-201, or which is the originating source. Take a look at this one again. Here you see the same thing going to another drawing sheet T-300. We have this symbol, terminator or end a process stream. Line or block with line or block arrowhead can represent a process or utility stream. Here we have the outlet stream. We have the inlet stream. It can be seen. Here the arrow signifies the outlet stream. This arrow also signifies an inlet stream. The inlet stream can also take this form depending on the standard arrow. This is an inlet stream. This is a typical outlet stream. The stream represents a process or utility direction in the form of a line or block with line or block arrowhead. The pentagon shapes show a block arrowhead and which can be used to show the beginning, direction, continuation, and termination of process line. For illustration purpose, we have some drawing on this sheet, though not to scale. We assume this to be sheet 1, and we have the P2 coming out from here to telling us is going to P2 on D201 sheet 2. It's telling us the continuation of this arrow. It's telling that this arrow will continue on sheet 2. To which unit? To unit D201. It shows that this P2 will continue to another sheet. Here we have an arrow here. The P2 is a continuing arrow and it's going to sheet 2 to unit D201, and it's coming from this unit arrow 103. Line of block arrowhead can represent a process or utility line as discussed above. This is our process line, the outlet line from this unit to continue on D201 on sheet 2. So if we try to matching this is our sheet 2. This is actually D201, and this arrow is telling us that the inlet to this unit is coming from P2, which is on from sheet 1. From P2, this one, from P2 unit D201 to continue on D201 sheet 2. So on sheet 2, we have the definition of where the stream is coming from P2 from P2 sheet 1 on from unit arrow 103. Here we have the stream P2 as defined here completely going to D201 on sheet 2. Here we have the unit on unit D201 on sheet 2, and it's telling us that this P2 stream is coming from P2 sheet 1 unit arrow 103. Some software for drafting or drawing P&ID or schematic diagram are not limited to this ones alone. For example, we have AutoCAD P&ID, Aveva P&ID, A-Plan, Smart Plan, and so on. I leave you here with some quick exercises. See you again in chapter 13.